Friends, now we are going to understand the tax structure in India, how tax uh, is collected, how tax revenue is managed. Very basic, at a very basic level. Let us try to understand. Just give me 1 second. Let me share with you. As you are aware of, I think you are seeing the screen now. As you are aware of that tax is collected by government. So earlier we have discussed there is two types of taxes are there in your country. One is direct tax, second is indirect tax. What is direct tax, indirect tax? We are already aware of. Earlier we have discussed this thing, where the you can say impact and incidence is borne by the same person. That means immediate impact and ultimate impact is borne by the same person. That kind of tax can be referred to as direct tax, like income tax. The person who pays money to the government out of his pocket ultimately bears it impact. But coming to indirect tax, the person who deposits money with the government doesn't bear its ultimate impact, because ultimate impact is borne by the consumer. That is your indirect tax, like goods and services tax. Okay, but whether it is a direct tax or indirect tax, tax is always a financial burden, and it is a, you can say, avenue for revenue collection for the government. And tax is not at all a voluntary payment; it's not a donation, but it is an enforced contribution. Enforced contribution means it is enforced by law, so it can be collected through legal means. Okay, so these tax payments are extracted by legislative authority. Okay, so these authorities collect tax. These authorities ensure that tax is collected. So in our country, we have got a very well-developed taxation structure. So in fact, there are three types of structures. One is central government collects some tax. State governments also collect some tax. And local governments, like local councils, municipalities, panchayat, they also collect some. The state government authorizes these local bodies to collect taxes. They collect those kind of taxes. Okay, so as you will be aware of that the Constitution of India has given right to the government to collect taxes. Okay, and however, the Constitution states that no one has the right to levy or charge taxes except with the authority of law. That means if tax has to be collected, first of all, it has to be authorized by law, then only it is to be collected. So all tax collection has to be backed by law or backed by some legislation. Okay, and you must be aware of that in our constitution, that if you look at the 7th schedule, so there are 3 lists. One is union list, state list, concurrent list, which talks about various areas or various items which has to dealt by different governments. But if you scrutinize those lists, or if you look at this list from only tax point of view, you can understand there are certain lists, certain taxes which are there in the union list, and there are certain taxes which are there in the state legislative list. There are certain taxes which are there in the concurrent list. Concurrent list means yes, central government can pass law and state government can pass law as relates to those kind of taxes. In the union list, you can say taxes other than agricultural income, customs, excise and tobacco and other goods like this. Taxes on interstate trade goods. So these are included. State list, you can find out taxes on agricultural income, excise duty on alcoholic liquors, taxes on interstate trade goods like this other than newspaper. And concurrent audit, you can find out stamp duties, recovery of state claim in respect of taxes and other public demands, including areas of land revenue. So these are the some taxes which are included in different lists. That means central government, state government, and sometimes both central government and state government pass legislation in this type of tax laws. Okay, so legislations are one thing that governments can pass law, but administration aspect is looked by, so far as income tax law is concerned, the administration is handled by this authority, which is called as CBDT, which stands for Central Board of Direct Taxes. In fact, it is a statutory authority which is functioning under Central Board of Revenue Act 1963. So this authority provides essential inputs for policy and planning of direct taxes. This authority is responsible for administration of direct tax through income tax department. So administration responsibility is CBDT, and through income tax department, this responsibility is handled. Okay, so some other time you can look at what are the items consist of or contains in union list or in state list and concurrent list. Okay, with respect to which parliament can make law or state legislatures are competent to make law, or both parliament and state legislatures can make law. This list you can look into at a later time. Okay, so these are some examples of certain taxes for which law can be formed. So with this, we got some very basic idea about the tax structure of our country. Is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.